Hey.
Sir, Dustin Siggins.
Bob Williams.
And you're with?
State Budget Solutions.
And what do you guys do?
We're looking all around the country to find the 5 best governors in terms of fiscal responsibility, not what they say, what they do, the 5 worst, and then looking at what are real solutions to the state budget problems the states are facing.
Now, so state budget issues. Chris Christie obviously has done a lot with cutting the budget. In New Hampshire, where I'm from, they've had issues with the spending, and they're robbing the rainy day fund, and they're raising the LLC tax and whatnot. Does your organization support any kind of tax raises? For example, what Mitch Daniels did in Indiana, in addition to cutting?
Mitch Daniels did that as the best governor. We don't support tax increases. He did raise taxes, he cut some other taxes, moved some around.
Right.
But he has reduced total state spending, which is very unusual.
Right.
And he's not using the Canada gimmicks that we see in other states. 49 states, all except Vermont, are required to have a balanced budget.
Right.
Very few do. As you mentioned, they use accounting gimmicks. Chris Christie's doing a great job, but he hasn't been able to get through the legislature yet. So that's one of the challenges. And he's got some tremendous problems of unfunded pension liabilities, unfunded retiree health care, $58 billion on retiree health care alone. The worst states are easy to find. You know, the New York, California, Illinois, Washington, Michigan. You know,
is North Dakota in the top couple for you guys?
North Dakota is good because of energy.
Right.
But they have not been funding pensions or retiree health care.
Oh, okay.
So they've been delaying that. So what we're trying to say is, I was a legislator for 10 years, and then before that I worked for the GAO.
Sure.
But,
wow.
But what I'm trying to say is the problem is the traditional budget cycle is broken, where they take the current budget, they add caseload increases and inflation, they call that good.
Right.
We're saying now you got to look at results-based budgeting or reality-based budgeting.
Right.
You take your revenue forecast, you put 2% in reserve, and then you allocate spending based upon what are you getting? What are you getting for your money's worth, rather than putting more money into that.
Okay.
And there seems to be a lot of interest nationwide as we're doing that. We're talking about meaningful pension reform.
Sure.
And Utah just came up with a really good bill this session.
Okay. And I guess my last question before we switch out with Allie is, I presume there's not one solution. I assume there are little solutions that work for each state, but are you guys working on individual state-by-state solutions, or do you guys have a general solution that you think would work for most states in the nation?
Well, the first thing is stop digging a hole when you're in a hole. Don't spend more than a revenue forecast. This is a common sense thing. And then the reality-based budgeting model, and that is where states would actually look at what are the core functions of government, what are really the core functions, and then allocate spending on a priority basis on that basis.
Which is why each state can do that individually, because California may say there's more government necessary than in New Hampshire.
Right.
Allie?